insurance industry in India has been going through a tough time, I would say, and there are symptoms of recovering, given the regulatory changes and the economic turnaround that we are likely to see. Before I get into how the scope for term insurance products in India is going to improve going forward, I would just like to highlight one experience I had personally faced when I was in my previous employment. A colleague of mine, aged 32, with a wife and a small kid, died all of a sudden due to a heart attack. The family was close to be on the roads, but a very small amount of insurance available and the support of the colleagues tried to get the system back on rails. Insurance, as you had rightly said, Bhargav, and also Ritesh, people don't think it applies to them and they feel that it is for somebody else. When we see death from very close quarters and the disastrous effect it can have on the family, people start believing that insurance is important. In India, insurance has not been sold, particularly on the life side, as a risk product. It has been sold more in terms of long-term savings and as a tax incentive product, and hence the spread, I believe, has not been as much as it should have been. When you go into the rural areas, you find that things are getting much difficult. The costs of distribution are very high, and some of the family structures, being joint families, they do not see so much of impact if the person were to die, because there are others who can take care of the deceased member's family. In urban areas, particularly in the metros, with the family structures changing, the need for making provision by themselves for the family members has gained importance. And we are seeing trends where insurance companies are focusing more on the pure insurance product, namely the term products. Now, there are variants of term products because people are also interested in getting something back. It goes to the same premise. In a philosophical capital like India, we don't see death as the ultimate reality. We speak of others that death is the eventual truth, but when it comes to us, we don't behave as one. The return of premiums, when you look at a pure risk product, there is nothing that you are going to get back. People are interested in getting something back once they make a payment to an insurance company. That's why you have variants in the form of term products with return of premium. Now, these have been relatively successful, but the pure term products haven't had taken off, except when the technology was leveraged. The online term products in India have seen decent success thus far, and I believe leveraging technology and using the online channel, the pure protection element would be going much faster in the... See, it's also important to recognize that the protection gap of what is the protection required in this country to what is the protection we already have is huge. The amount of protection gap can vary by the methodology you adopt to calculate the protection gap, but it can be as much as at least $3 trillion US. Now, somebody may peg it at $5 trillion US, somebody may put it at 6 trillion, but the fact is there is a huge deficit in terms of protection gap, and insurance companies have to put in efforts to bridge this gap, and pure protection products are going to help going forwards. I also feel there is a recognition within the Indian population that they have to make provision, and rather than buying simple individual term products, employers are making provisions for their employees in the form of death benefits. There are credit-oriented life insurance products which are seemingly doing well. So I believe going forwards, the protection space in India would be much better. World over, protection is almost given. Everybody makes a provision for their family members. That's not automatic here. We are just taking baby steps, and I believe we have not even scratched the surface. And once we get going on this, I feel it would have tremendous growth in terms of life insurance premium for the industry.